The rain beats a frantic rhythm on the windows of St. Agnes Regional Medical Center. It's 2:17 in the morning, and the ER hums with a quiet, tense energy. Out there, the city sleeps. In here, time warps and stretches, pulled thin by adrenaline and the steady beep of machines that tie people to this world. I'm Nurse Elena Morales, and I'm moving through Bay 4. 14 hours into my shift, my coffee is cold, and my hands are starting to tremble inside my gloves. My patient is a man in his late 40s, drenched in sweat, clutching his chest. He has no ID, no wallet, just a worn wedding band and a dead phone. We're calling him John Doe. His vitals are crashing. Dr. Arjun Patel storms in, his white coat trailing behind him like a ghost. He starts barking orders, epi, no repi, call cardiology. But his eyes snag on the patient's face for just a second too long. There's a flicker of recognition. He buries it under a wave of urgency, but I see it. After 10 years of night shifts, you learn to spot the cracks in a steady voice. Meanwhile, in the hallway, Paramedic Marcus Cole is leaning against a gurney. He's the one who brought John Doe in, found him collapsed behind a gas station off Route 9. Marcus knows that road, the cheap motels and the alleys where people go to disappear, but he also knows this man's face. Not from the street, from a photo. A photo on his sister Agnes' dresser that she kept long after she stopped saying the man's name. Back in Bay 4, everything explodes. The cardiac monitor shrieks, VTAC. I slam the code blue button. Blue lights flash, feet pound the floor. The crash cart rolls in, our last best hope. Clear, Dr. Patel yells. The man's body jerks. For one heart-stopping moment, there's silence. The rain, the beeping, the very breath in the room seems to stop. Then, a jagged but steady line appears on the monitor. Sinus rhythm. We've got him back. Barely. As the team catches its breath, I spot something tucked into the man's sock, a folded piece of paper, damp with sweat. When no one's looking, I slip it into my pocket. Later, in the break room, Marcus is just staring at his reflection. His sister Lila vanished 5 years ago after a fight with her husband, the same man now fighting for his life just down the hall. Lila left behind a daughter, who's now 10. Every single Sunday, she asks if her daddy is coming back. Marcus never told anyone that he saw Lila once, 2 years ago, working at a diner 50 miles away. She had a new name, a new scar, and eyes that pretended not to know him. I find a quiet supply closet and unfold the paper. It's a child's drawing. A crayon sun, a lopsided house, 3 stick figures holding hands. On the back, in careful handwriting, it says, "Daddy, come home. I miss you." Below that, a date from 3 weeks ago. My throat tightens. I think of my own son fast asleep in his bed, a bed I might not see until morning. Dr. Patel is pacing outside the ICU. He's scrubbing his hands at the sink, again and again. He hasn't slept through the night in months, not since his wife left. She took their daughter and left behind a suffocating silence. He was working doubles back then too, trying to outrun the guilt of missed birthdays and school plays, missing the slow, silent death of his own marriage. Now, every patient who codes feels like a personal failure, a penance he has to pay. Our John Doe, we learn from a fingerprint match, is Daniel Reeves. He wakes up just before 4 a.m. His voice is a weak rasp, but his eyes are clear. "My daughter," he whispers. "Did she draw that?" I just nod and hold up the drawing. And then he starts to weep. Not loudly, but with the quiet, broken sobs of a man who's been drowning for years and has only just remembered how to breathe. Marcus is watching from the doorway. I know he wants to hate Daniel, wants to scream about the bruises Lila used to hide, the tearful late-night phone calls. But the man in that bed isn't a monster. He's a hollowed-out shell, trembling and clutching a child's drawing like it's the only thing keeping him anchored. Marcus once told me that Lila whispered to him years ago, he wasn't always like this. At 5:03 a.m., the ER doors slide open and a woman walks in. She's soaked to the bone, but she doesn't even flinch at the chaos around her. She walks straight to the ICU desk. "I'm here for Daniel Reeves," she says, her voice steady even though her hands are shaking. It's Lila. I know her from the faded Polaroid Marcus keeps in his locker. I lead her to the room, no words needed. Through the glass, we watch Daniel sleep. Lila doesn't go in. She just stands there, her tears mixing with the rainwater on her face. Later, Dr. Patel finds me in the med room. "You knew," he says. And it isn't a question. I don't answer. He looks older in the dim light, the lines around his eyes carved deep. "Sometimes," he says softly, "the people who hurt us are also the ones trying to find their way back." Outside, the rain is finally letting up. The sky is shifting from black to a bruised purple. A new ambulance is pulling in, its sirens a familiar song. The cycle begins again. But in the quiet of the ICU, Daniel stirs, his eyes open. He sees Lila through the glass. She doesn't smile, she doesn't wave, but she doesn't walk away. And for the first time in years, he doesn't look away from her. The hospital breathes around them. Somewhere a child's drawing is taped to a monitor. Somewhere a father's heartbeat is finally steady. And somewhere a sister decides not to tell her niece the whole truth. Not yet. Because in this place, caught between life and death, guilt and grace, the truth is never simple. It's pieced together from sweaty notes, trembling hands, and silent looks through a pane of glass. And sometimes, that's all you need to make it to the morning. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If this story moved you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more stories from the heart of the hospital. Stay safe out there.